Here we go. Welcome, everyone, to another live watch party. Thank you for coming on in. Last week in November, getting into December. Where's the year gone? Oh, I don't know. Hope you had a thank you. I did have a good Thanksgiving. Yeah, we'll get to the movie in just a second, DJ Club. Melissa's here. Thank you for coming on in. Yeah, that was the big news, right? Karate Kid movie. Why? I don't know. I am not a fan of the concept. um, oh, Mark, you're here. Thank you for coming on in, Mark. Nice that you made it. Let's see who else is here. Jim Tim is here. Thank you. Mr. Han will be back. Yeah. Sebastian is here. Thank you. And Bryce, thank you for coming on in. Yeah, we didn't think Mr. Han would be back. Now, he's not in Cobra Kai. He's in the movie. So there is a difference, I guess. Season 6 theory. Mike Barnes starts dating Allie or Julie. Yes. I put that out there. How was your day? I was doing stuff with family that took a long time, but that is to be expected. I'm editing a video on the movie. Where are we at? For a little over halfway done. It's taking longer because so something about like my videos. As you know, like I edit it usually, scenes from the show and stuff like that. And so I've always had trouble. What do I do if I'm talking about like a character that hasn't existed yet? What do you do? I got to find something to put on the screen. And so that's always a little bit of a challenge. And talking about this movie and potential plot for the movie is a little hard because like it's not like I have scenes that I could put on the screen. So what am I putting on the screen? Am I grabbing some stock footage, grabbing just scenes from Cobra Kai or the other movies and putting those up? It's kind of like a little bit of it all, right? Like, so that's kind of what I end up doing. And I'm doing a few other things. So it kind of just takes longer for me to edit the video. Sebastian, you didn't see it coming at all. That is, you're not alone. Mr. Han and Dre appear. No, I don't think they will. I still don't see them like showing up in Cobra Kai. They're going to be in the movie, and that's that. Why are they they only, they have a budget. Like, and do they want to blow their budget paying Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith? Like, no, they're going to spend the money elsewhere. So they're in the movie, but that's it. Cobra Kai World is here. World's biggest Tory fan, supposedly self-declared. Master Lee going to be in the movie? I don't know. Consulting the movie script. Yeah, but I wouldn't put much into that. That just sounds like something like, they said, they saw the script a year ago or something. They saw the movie, or not like they didn't see it. But it's not their movie, So I really wouldn't think much about that. Part 2 is season 6. No. No. It's not that. Because the movie exists entirely separate from John, Josh, and Hayden and everything they were doing. Someone else came in with their own idea and put this together. It had nothing to do with John, Josh, and Hayden. See, piss take about Mr. Hahn leading to their decision. Funny, but they probably don't. From what I can tell, they're actually very busy right now. Obliterated's coming out in 3 days. Definitely, you guys should see that. We'll get to it soon, but hopefully the movie gets delayed till after season 6. Yeah, I mean, I would say that's still more ideal, just in my own world. But like, I think they want to pull like a 40-year anniversary thing, even though it's going to be more like 40 years and 6 months, because the original came out in like May, right? But they're aiming for December. Johnny and Dre. Drake, name it Dre fame. I assume it's intended to be the same Daniel LaRusso. That's the most I can tell you. Is it the same Daniel? Yeah, I'll assume that is. Miyagi Han in the movie? No. Funny, but that they're not going to actually have Miyagi Han. And it's an alternate Daniel. I suppose if you want to think of it like that, you could. Hayden, I think said it was Hayden a few years ago, but like it was like when we were kind of talking about like the cartoon or something and other things and Hayden in like the video game, like the video game, is that canon? Well, obviously not. They have superpowers or whatever. And Hayden said he just views it as like slightly different parallel universes. So there is a multiverse of Miyagi verse, they're slightly different parallel. And like in one universe, it's like where the Karate Kid cartoon was, like there's that. And then there's like the one Cobra Kai is, and then there's like another slight alternate universe that's like, where the video game took place, like Hayden considers it like part of it, but it like its own universe. Like they're just slightly parallel to each other. In which case you could take this movie as being just along those lines. I may go look and find Hayden's tweets about that. I'm almost certain it was Hayden, because that's the sort of thing he would talk about. And maybe I'll follow that up to the video I'm working on. That Obliterated got a lot coming this week. You bet Ralph doesn't want to be in the movie. Well, he agreed to it. We'll talk about this more down the line. I mean, he did agree to it, but the thing is, as you can see, the movie was announced like a year ago. And I think Ralph was even asked, and he said he had no involvement with it. They didn't approach him or anything. So that what that tells you is, Daniel LaRusso was not in the first draft of the script. So if they went and someone said, well, we should get Ralph, So they went and begged Ralph, said, "Hey, you want to get in this? We'll pay you a lot of money. Um, we'll try to make it work. We can write it to make it work, and and we're going to do the movie, but you can be in it." And at some point, I guess he figured, okay, he went along with it. But the important thing to realize is apparently they would have had to rewrite the script, right? So he wasn't in the script. He wasn't in the movie originally, and now he is. Well, that would mean Daniel LaRusso wasn't in the movie. They weren't going to have Daniel LaRusso without Ralph. So that's it. And they have an incomplete cast. Well, yes, that is correct. They probably haven't done much of any casting. Do the 40th anniversary thing with the final season of Cobra Kai. I would more or less agree with you. No, it's not going to have any impact on Daniel's role. Partially because I don't think Daniel's going to be much in the movie. Like I said, this movie was announced before Ralph was a part of it. So whatever role he has was added in. So it makes me feel like it's a much smaller, almost cameo role. Something not too big. Who would team up and work with all of them? You got me. What happens to Robbie and Tori at the end of 6 as individuals and as a couple? They head off to some karate future. They head off into the karate sunset. I'm not sure. But I think they stick together for the very least as a couple. A female version. So you could have a Karate Kid that's a girl. And if Daniel was the first, we could call it let's see, not the what comes after the Karate Kid, like the next Karate Kid, and it would be a girl. That's interesting. And maybe it can take place in a city in the East, so it's not in LA. And there's a group of bullies, but they're all a bunch of alphas. They're elite alpha. They're like the alpha elite. So it's the next Karate Kid. It's not the Karate Kid. It's the next Karate Kid. And she fights the alpha elite. Maybe she can go to a temple or something and learn Miyagi-Do. Matt Moore is here. Thank you for coming in. All the channel members. A glorified cameo. Yes, I think there is a chance of that. I don't think he has much of a role for the reasons I already stated. Next time. Yes, next time, Matt. I probably should have really done it the week before. I think I meant to, but wasn't able to get to it. Is it normal for a fan to resent Devin Lee? Resent how? I thought she was pretty good in season 5. It was, not the best, but I think it was more and better than in season 4. So, I thought she improved. So I'm not sure where you're getting at. Yeah, I heard he was in Dexter. I haven't watched it, so I don't really know. I don't think I've seen him in anything. Maybe if I get time and there is time, I'll look him up. Jackie Chan is older Miyagi. Well, he'd be Mr. Han. Michael T. Flex. Yo. Yo, yo, yo. I think the movie has no impact on any spinoff, Melissa. Um, seem to be entirely unrelated. I mean, how cool would it be? I mean, I guess it's as cool as you think it is. I don't think she'll be in the movie. No, I don't think it has anything to do with Russo Otto. This movie came about in its own way. Like someone else had an idea and they slapped Karate Kid on it and went from there. It doesn't really have anything to do with what you've seen from Cobra Kai. Chinese, mixed Chinese girl, maybe. Um, the bullies should be girls instead of the males. I don't really know. I don't know. Like, didn't like in the original announcement, um, they were talking that it was like the kid was going to teach the adult karate or something. Like it was like the Karate Kid with a twist, where like the roles were reversed or something. I don't know if they're still doing that, but the two will be worse than film than Next Karate. Next Karate Kid isn't so good, but it does have Ralph or well, Pat Morita there as Mr. Miyagi, did a decent job as he could. He didn't have much to work with, his script was kind of weak, but um I don't hate to be a pessimist. I really see nothing good coming from this. Like nothing good for me. I mean, maybe some people will go to the movie and enjoy it, but it's a movie that's not for me, I don't think. Not as invested in Cobra Kai I am. I'm not someone that I just will happily jump to like the next thing they shove in front of us because they slap the name Karate Kid on it. They slap Karate Kid on it and bring a wheelbarrow of money to Ralph and Jackie Chan and say, "Hey, do you want to appear in the movie?" To get watch party to come see it. No, but to each their own. Um, so the main characters after high school, my most popular theory, or well, popular, just the one that has been with me from almost the beginning, is I always see them like opening their own dojo, going in as instructors themselves, going the karate route. I don't know if they'll all do that, but um, could be something like that. he only knew jacket on, jacket off, and wax on, not wax on, wax off. Um, oops. Whoa. Here we go. Sorry, guys. Still going. I'm going to get. If I like ever touch my microphone, the whole thing goes where I don't know, put the slideshow halfway or something. No. Okay. Anyway, yes. Wax on. Wax on, and rematches the bully in a tournament and beats him. Well, Melissa, I wouldn't say they're not taking it seriously. What I would say is what they're doing is they're just trying to build a media campaign. Full of nostalgia and good feelings and all this shit. It's just pure marketing. Like, why else would you like make a thing of a little video of Ralph and Jackie Chan, saying you could be in the movie, like they just want to build a media campaign around it. And that's what it is. They just, they want to wrap up a positive media campaign. And and they and they want to inoculate themselves from criticism. So if they can build up this positive media campaign, and then when you see it, you're like, oh, that looks stupid, or I don't like that. What do you mean? Look at this positive media campaign. Like, it, such things, it doesn't work with me, but it's all about trying to just, manage the message, manage the media, manage the hype. Why? To get more box office money, to make more money. What's up with this new Karate Kid? Yeah, it's just a new movie. It was announced a while ago. We were kind of hoping it just wouldn't happen, but instead of it not happening, they like went balls to the wall, full in on it. You know. Um. Obliterated comes out on the 30th. You'll have to see. I will have a video reviewing it. It will have spoilers. By the way, Obliterated Companion, the podcast, we will have a non-spoiler review and a spoiler review up on the 30th. So if, the non-spoiler is not too long, like 20, 30 minutes. The spoiler one is a little bit longer. Obviously, it goes in spoilers, but if you're curious, you can check out the non-spoiler review on Obliterated Companion. I will have videos on this channel, and they will be spoiler. Copious amounts of anti-practice Armanders, we have a chance of being cast. Maybe, but I don't want to be the new Karate Kid. You can go for it. Submit your kid there. Why not? Beta terrible. I didn't see it. I remember that. Was that bad? It might have had potential. Like the premise seems like it has potential, but I don't know. There's a lot of bad movies. I don't even want to get started on Inside Out 2. Oh, that trailer crushed my soul. That was the last good Pixar movie. And I've been saying that since it came out. Inside Out, the last good Pixar movie. Um, a martial arts instructor be a female instead of a male in the movie and not have Daniel and Mr. Han. Yeah, but just in like the point of having Daniel and Mr. Han is to tap into nostalgia and all that. Like that's why it's there. That's why they're there. You know, they use your positive feelings. Um, association with human beings. We should go on about this. I should just do learn party. Association with human beings is like one of the most powerful things. Um, you know, but also it falls short sometimes. But people associate one thing with another thing. It's how the human brain works. A good way to think of this is like you're let's say you're in a relationship, you got a good girlfriend or movie, and maybe there was like a good like a place you went to or something that you had this like great time or whatever, and you'll always associate that place with those feelings. You feel good, like it reminds you. And then sometimes, like even if like you broke up or something, like those feelings are still there, and it's almost like you're working against you because it's like, oh, but it didn't work, but you still like remember those good feelings. And this is just marketing. We put in Daniel. You love Daniel LaRusso. You got good feelings. People love Jackie Chan. Um, so if we put them in this movie, automatically, you're thinking, well, maybe I'll go see it. And by the way, it works. Like there's people out there already, hey, this has a lot of potential. I'm really excited for this. And I think I said this elsewhere. I follow some people who've been very critical of like Hollywood and movies, and a lot of those people are really critical, love Cobra Kai because Cobra Kai is really, really good. And suddenly, those people who would normally be very skeptical are actually on the positive about this whole movie, just via association, just osmosis. The success of Cobra Kai is automatically transferring to this movie, even though they're really unrelated. But there you go. Do you think Moon will become friends with Robbie and Tori? I don't think Moon was ever friends with Tori. They hung out together. Like she knew her, but like I think it would be too far to say they were friends. So, but yes, I think Moon would consider herself a friend with Robbie and Tori, but that's partially because Moon considers herself a friend with everyone. We're all friends. Um, so on some level, yes, is the answer to your question. They need to leave the Karate Kid alone. Yeah. Well, not going to happen. Well, they want it to be connected to the Miyagi-verse. And they're, kind of doing that by virtue of sticking in Daniel LaRusso and Mr. Han in the same movie. Who will the villain be? Good question. I don't know. Chinese people. I don't know about that. What is new Cobra Kai? There's a movie coming out. Female. Some people want women. Women, bad guys. Bad girls? Bad guy and bad girl seems to have a different connotation. What do you think? I don't understand how Karate Kid was canon when early writers said it wasn't. That is correct. It's worth noting there is the theory that Ralph Macchio actually exists in the Miyagi-verse, who looks a lot like Daniel LaRusso, but it's kind of a house of cards here. Um, but yeah, maybe well, I'm sure they've heard of it. Disappointing because it wasn't historically accurate. I was thinking about going to see it. I kind of want to see it. I missed Oppenheimer. Honestly, like one of the reasons I wouldn't want to see it is I don't want him to lose. For I like to see Napoleon win. Like, come on, man. That's the Napoleon movie I would make. He just triumphs. The French are very embarrassed by Napoleon. At least that's what I got. I remember some knowing a couple French guys in college. They were from France and looked down at they view it as a dark spot on their history. Um, which amazed me because I always thought Napoleon was cool. He kicked ass, man. He took everything. But yeah. Um, but I did want to see the movie. So Mr. Han goes to Daniel. Well, I don't think Mr. Han knows Daniel. Like I said, I tend to think they're small roles. They're there mostly just for the nostalgia stake. So does it say? Yeah, that's what I was saying. At least what they announced from plot details was like it was like the Karate Kid in reverse. The kid was teaching the adult or something. I don't know. How could they work? They're from different universes. Because when you need to make money, they suddenly become the same universe, unless it's a multiverse. This will be addressed in my upcoming video. I hope to have it out maybe tomorrow. Yeah, he'll probably be mentioned. Front wedgie meet Cobra Queen. Or Queen Cobra, yeah. Yes, yes. You never saw the 2010 movie? I will say, I always thought it was better than people gave it credit for. I remember kind of enjoying it when I saw it, but the reason it worked in any way is because it followed the story beats of the original movie to a T. It's basically a remake beat by beat. Scene for scene, it's like the same exact movie. Just, set in China. But it's so similar. I think one of the problems of the movie is I think Jaden Smith was too young. I think it just would have worked better if he would be 3 or 4 years older. He was just too young. So I think that was something problem with the movie. I mean, it wasn't original. It was just the same movie. Kind of scared for season 6. I don't think you need to be. Karate student, kung fu teacher working together. Yeah, maybe. If you want to see Napoleon win, don't watch it. A whole subplot of him being his wife on a pedestal. Oh. Well, that doesn't sound very good. And I suspect there's not a whole lot of like what is the historical evidence that Napoleon was in the cuckold? Like what it sounds like, you got some people going through and making shit up as they're due. Like you say, well, you mean it's movies. Of course they make shit up, but like yes. Fuck it. I don't know. But Matt, you probably talked me out of it. Maybe I'll watch it on streaming, but like I just want to see like is it so hard to get a character like kicking ass and taking names? Like I mean I don't know. And what you say I question the historical accuracy. I agree. Like, what evidence do you have of any of that? Um, well, I don't think Sony has anything to do with it. So, um, yeah, Sam, they'll get wins of some kind. It's better than the next Karate Kid. You give it that. I would agree with you. It is better than the next Karate Kid. It really is. The next Karate Kid isn't good by most any definition. So, as a star vehicle for, well, of course. I mean, that's 100% what it was. Will Smith wanted a movie to put his son out there. He wanted to like make his son a star. So like he just went out and got the rights, the remake rights or sequel rights, whatever, to Karate Kid. He bought it up and put the whole thing together, which is also why Will Smith owns all this shit now, over in entertainment or whatever. And he's an executive producer in Cobra Kai because, when they wanted to make Cobra Kai, the first person they had to go to was Will Smith and, his company. So that's true. Do you think they'll meet in the Sakai Takai Jackie makeup? No, he's not going to be in season 6. It's you guys, you remember I was just talking about like associative thinking, like this is such a like a great example, like UFO fanatic right here, like associative thinking, like so they announce a movie like Ralph Macchio as Daniel LaRusso and Jackie Chan as Mr. Han will be back. And suddenly, so many of you guys are already imagining, oh, so they're going to be in season 6 now. No one ever said Jackie Chan is in season 6. No one ever said that. In fact, they said the opposite many times. They said Mr. Han is in another universe. But like they announced this movie and already so many people like this is just the way the human brain works. When you understand how like the human brain works, you'll get closer to be able to see the world the way Watch Party does, and it'll never be the same. You'll see the Matrix for what it is. But no, there will be no cameo in season 6. It's not god awful, but just watch the original. Yeah, that's well said, Matt. Well said. Like it works as a movie, and like it would actually be a really good movie if the original didn't exist, but like the original exists and it's probably still better. Yeah. He was looking like his call. Yeah, that's Ralph growing a beard there. What will happen, Cobra Kai? I imagine many of them will gravitate towards Daniel or Johnny. Eagle Fang, Miyagi-Do, something like that. Carrie's here. Hey, man. Thanks for coming on in from down under. It's not for the 25th. No. Um, Actually, like we got Cobra Kai exactly when we got it, which is like the exact right time. Um, because it's when these Netflix series and these long form television series really started taking off, really started doing well. Um, they cited Fuller House many times as kind of like the inspiration. They saw this Fuller House on Netflix and they were just like, we can do that. Let's just do that, but with the Karate Kid. Um, and that was a success. So they were able to take that and make it in to what it is. I think there's a few other things. This is my own personal suspicion, like that Ralph Macchio was never interested. He was like a hard no. He was getting up there a little bit, in years. And I think like also when they were pitching to Ralph, they had Will Smith on board because they had to because he owned the rights. They had Billy on board. Billy wanted to do it. And if I won't repeat it all, but if you listen to their story about, getting Ralph was a hard, even just getting a meeting, because, Ralph was kind of hard, but I think somewhere in there, whether they said it, but, Ralph would also knew if he was ever going to come back to this character, Daniel LaRusso, and kind of do this sort of reboot, whatever, now was the time. It was the time then. Um, he couldn't put it off another 6 or 7 years. It just probably, he's just getting up there in years, for it to work. So that's where it's at. Like I think it was a perfect convergence of like events. The tournament? Do you mean the Sakai Taikai? Are you guys still on this? Um, you don't think there'll be nothing significant? No, because like I said, first off, I don't think Ralph will have a major role in the movie, so I don't think it's much of an issue. They can handle scheduling. Keep in mind, like Alicia Hannah Kim was in another show filming when Cobra Kai filmed. It's by the way, if you ever heard that, she actually got both roles on the same day, but she got the other role first. So like that, she accepted that role first, and then Cobra Kai came and offered her, and they were like, "Well, we'll work with the other people. We'll work with the other production. We'll make it work." They literally put her on airplanes flying back and forth, from Atlanta to LA, wherever. They spend that money and put her, to get her back and forth. But they can make that work. That's not an issue. Hated it got pushed to the end of the year. That's true. Parallel universe. Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, I think you can think of it like that. Like I said, it's all just sort of like a different parallel world. Teenage boy becoming a grown man. Um, I think it was mostly like this same, story in the trailer. Prefer to keep my brain a mystery. Do you think the remake should have been called Kung Fu Kid? Well, it was called Kung Fu Kid in China. Yes, it should have been. It was, I mean, it technically was, but the Karate Kid is more marketable. So there you go. Jackie Chan wanted it to be, said it had to be always referred to as Kung Fu in the script. So that's why in the movie they always call it Kung Fu because it is. But on the title it says the Karate Kid. Yeah, I always thought that was the funniest scene. You know, he kind of the kids are all like attacking him. Like I feel like it's a little bit much. And it's one of the reasons I feel like it just would have worked better if he was 3, 4 years older. Jaden Smith. Yeah, it's not for you. It's not really for me either. The whole Terminator conundrum. Well, yeah, I gave up on the Terminator movies basically. After Terminator Salvation, which was horrible. Um, I'm just like, I'm done with that shit. They fucked it up. They fucked up Terminator. He just defected. Yeah, but it's still fair. It's still funny. So, yeah, I don't know, like as far as timeline goes. I will give you most of the plot of the movie in my upcoming video. A watch party investigation has uncovered the plot, and I will reveal it in full detail. So you need to be ready. We've been talking about like the different universes and such. So that's all coming. The whole situation. Yeah, well, I agree with you. Alice Coyote. It is a head scratcher. It doesn't make sense. Is that even still the story, or did they rewrite it? Who knows? Hi, guys. Hi, back. Terminator should be terminated. You are correct. Should be, yes. Series finale tie into the film world or tournament? No, I don't think it will. There may be some sort of series spinoff. That'll be its own thing. But that's it. A Rocky Karate Kid crossover movie. Have you ever heard this? Martin Kovis talked about this, but this is actually real. Like there was a Hollywood writer that pitched this and tried to make this happen. A Rocky and Karate Kid crossover. For those of you who don't realize, the connection was, it was John Avildsen. John Avildsen directed both of those movies, and it was basically like this writer was like pitching the Avildsen verse, the John Avildsen universe, and was going to combine the two. So that's actually something that was pitched. Obviously, it didn't go very far. I guess John Avildsen was not interested, but yeah. But that idea has been had. Well, yeah, Matt, it did get way worse. But I still think Salvation was bad. I was upset. I think Terminator 3 is underrated. I thought Terminator 3 was pretty good. And what I thought Terminator 3 did really well is it set up the whole beginning of the Judgment Day, the machine war, and everything. And I thought it ended well. John Connor kind of like taking command from the fallout shelter and such. Terminator Salvation just kind of undid all that, and I felt like they should have picked up where Terminator 3 left off, but they didn't. And I think it suffered for that. Genesis is the worst movie in the franchise. Yeah. I mean, at this point, I think there's really no point in looking at anything other than the first two Terminators. Had they proceeded from Terminator 3 and just continued with where it left off, like story-wise, instead of like resetting like to something different, it might have worked, but But like this is just what happens like when different people come in and they just do something completely different that they want to do, and then there's no continuity and it's just all bullshit, it's just not good. Yeah, yeah, the Avildsen crossover. Yeah. Yeah, maybe Ralph talked about it. I know I saw like Martin Cove talking about it. You can watch the picture of Yes and Sunbathe. You're just like Anthony, man. You're just like Anthony. What's Rocky? Hey man, come to my gym and be a hardworking young man. Um, Edward Furlong wasn't in it. Yeah, that's a fair point. I think. Well, didn't like Edward Furlong? He was like into drugs or something. Like I mean, I think like there was a good reason he couldn't do it. Um, um, he was like, I think they wanted him, but like he was just coked out or something. My cousin, like he didn't work directly on the film, but he worked at like the production company that made it or something. Like so like I remember him telling me something like that. Like it would have been so great if they could have gotten Edward Furlong, but they couldn't. Um like he was just drugged out, kid actor, just bad thing. Dark Fate could have been good, maybe. In his drug phase. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cinema fan. But from what I understand is that was they really did want him, but yeah, it was just like not gonna happen. Drugs, kids, stay off drugs. Do not get obliterated. But maybe watch Obliterated on 3 days. Go ahead and watch Obliterated. Um Robonas here. Hello. I don't think there was ever really a plot. Like I don't think it ever got that far. Some writer somewhere was pitching something, but like there was never like a whole movie there. Like it was just people going make pitches. That's what they do in Hollywood. A complete reboot of Terminator. The fear of AI has never been higher and more relevant. Yeah, you're right. But here's the thing, Matt. I just feel like if they reboot Terminator, it's going to be like Karate Kid 2010. It's just not going to be as good. Like you're never going to like and anyone you cast is going to be compared to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like even if they're good, like they'll never be Arnold Schwarzenegger. So it's like you're just kind of like from the beginning, in my opinion anyway, like you're just setting yourself up to be like second best, like a good redo, like but not as good as the original. I don't know. Um yeah, maybe it's too late for that stuff too, the fear of AI. We have Terminator, we have the Matrix. That's it. Killing CGI. Yeah. Let the franchise rest. I agree. Move on. Joe Pesci. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the Ralph Macchio verse. The Macchio verse, the Machi verse. Um Milking your franchise for all it's worth. Absolutely. And like I just feel like and the thing is like different people just keep coming in. They just more want to do their own thing and they kind of hand wave it. It doesn't feel like a solid, consistent story. Um, and like I said, like for whatever it's worth, Terminator 3 like made an attempt to like set it up in that it exists within what came before it. At that point, only the first two James Cameron films, but then they just started like, well, we got to do something completely different, and I feel like Salvation came in and reset it and wasn't very good. Do you think Devin was a good debater? Well, she was showmanship. She ripped up the other kid's book. So nothing beat the original. Agree, Michael T. Flex. You know it. Would be the Chai would be replaced with practical effects. Yeah. You make an excellent point, Watch Party. Yes. Everyone says that sooner or later. Watch Party made a good point. Oh, pretty good, Devin. Yeah, Harry Potter. We don't need it. I don't care. Do I really need Harry Potter? I have Harry Potter. I have all the books. I have the movies. The movies weren't perfect, but they worked as movies. Some of them were pretty decent. But what do we need? What do we need 7 seasons of Harry Potter? I'll tell you why. Because Warner Brothers, the CEO of Warner Brothers, has this big deal where if he can get this stock to a certain level and maintain it, he gets huge hundreds of millions of dollars of bonus. So in order to do that, he needs to project huge profits into the future. The stock market is forward looking. So it's like based on not how much money necessarily you're making, but how much money you're going to make over the next few years. That affects your stock price, right? So the CEO of Warner Brothers, so like how does he get the stock up? He needs like a sure hit for many years. So he says, let's just do Harry Potter. 7 years. HBO Max, whatever the hell. Oh yeah, sure. Harry Potter is a moneymaker. Harry Potter, big moneymaker. The stock goes up. The CEO can get like his $200 million bonus. The reason there's Harry Potter's being rebooted is so the CEO of Warner Brothers can cash in on like 200 million, 250 million in stock options. That's really it. I mean, that's it. Couple $100 million in stock options. That's what he's after. Why does it exist? Was anyone sitting around going, wow, what we really need is a new Harry Potter? No. What was sitting around is the CEO of Warner Brothers said, I need a sure hit for many years. What can you give me? They said, well, we got Harry Potter. There it is. That's it. Do Harry Potter. It just depends on the people making them. And James Bond has been iffy. It's been back and forth. Some people didn't like the last one. And God knows what they have planned in the future. Has it gotten the love it deserves? More or less. We all love it. So, yeah. Genesis is when yeah, I don't even care. I stopped watching. Devin debated Yasmin. Maybe. Tori teaching Sam Cobra Kai moves? Yeah, maybe. Maybe they exchange. Not one of your agrees. Yes. Classic. It's a little reference. Melissa, channel member, 13 months. The best thing that came out of Cobra Kai? My YouTube channel, all of you. My ability to giving me cause to put out, videos that people enjoy, and humor, and analysis and thinking. I was sitting on it for a long time and never really had a good way to put it out other than like people in my own life. But like, um, it's very me. Like when I first, started my YouTube channel, my girlfriend said, it's just you, but as a YouTube video. Like, so you people like my videos, like it's just me. Like, so like if you knew me, you get it. Like it's just sort of the way I am. The humor, the funny, the analysis, it's all there. So it gave me like a good vessel to share with. So Cobra Kai Underground, we've been talking about the movie all day long. Um, it's just is what it is. But I have a video coming out of which I will reveal the plot of the movie. I do have it. I know it. So I will have a full plot reveal in this video. But like I said, I don't have footage, so it takes longer to edit. Find a new Superman. People really like Henry Cavill. I like Henry Cavill. I thought what was his name? Rouse, the guy in Superman Returns. I actually thought he was decent too. I thought Superman's been good. So we don't count George Clooney. Do you think Sam and Tori will learn from each other this season? Yes, I expect the Sam and Tori to go back at it. Brandon Roth. I keep wanting to say Christopher, but I know it's not. But I know it's not Christopher. Yeah, Brandon Roth. Yeah, very good. I thought he did good. That was a movie that should have been better than it was, but like they forgot to put in a villain. It's like whatever. Oh, he really does care. Of course I do. Here we are. Tori, Yasmin, Sam, Moon. So I got Melissa over here asking Sam and Tori teaching each other. And then I got over here Matt asking, what if they're mud wrestling each other? So what if they teach each other how to mud wrestle, right? Who wins? I think Moon wins because she's a pacifist. All the others will slip and fall on each other. Trophy doesn't make you a winner. Honor does. Yeah. Or more specifically, getting more points than the other person. It's usually the more literal definition of winner. But yeah, the Robbie Miguel fight was big. Good video. I have a video on that, by the way, guys. Check it out. The Robbie Miguel fight. That's a really good one. She's thinking. Look at that right there. She's thinking about this mud wrestling. I'm gonna have to mud wrestle Tori. Oh my god. Wait, who are you? You're mud wrestling Tori? And Yasmin and Moon are mud wrestling too? Do you think that's a good idea? Oh my god, my sister is mud wrestling that girl. And her friends. Why are they all mud wrestling? Hey, I heard your girlfriend was mud wrestling another girl. Yeah. Oh, there's my baby. She's mud wrestling. Look at that. Isn't it amazing? No one invited me to mud wrestle. Why I know mud wrestle. I can do. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Isn't it amazing? I could just sit here and go all day with the video with the pictures. There it is. There it is. We got it. Oh man. Um I think I actually liked the idea of the sequel. I just don't think they pulled it off. That's my own they had that the John Williams music, that John Williams score is so classic. I was listening to it the other day. Like it's just so good. Like it is Superman. Um yeah. They had the look. Like it's like he knew what to do. He just didn't pull it off right. Um that's it's Brian Singer. It's just like it was just like, some 80% there. But just not quite the right story. Not didn't quite pull it off. A little weird. Went on like the side, like, oh, he's got a kid that he didn't know about. And I don't know, like you're trying to like pull it off with like adopted kids, like but like it didn't work. You're a plot genius. There you go. Mm-hmm. Oh, was that? Yeah, he might have mentioned mud wrestling. I can't remember. I can't remember the exact dialogue. Lisa's here. Thank you for Lisa. Yeah, X-Men 2 was good. Yeah, Brian Singer left X-Men 3 to make that Superman movie. It probably hurt X-Men 3. Which was a shame. X-Men 3 had some good stuff. The Kelsey Grammer Beast was great. There was stuff there that was good. It just didn't work. How are you? I am good. A little tired. But is that video in there twice? We got to get the video. When will the video come out? Hopefully tomorrow. I got to finish editing it. Maybe I'll try to go quicker. I'm trying to like get some clips in of footage you haven't seen yet. It's a little troublesome and it may not look entirely real, but it'll be good. Short of it. Yeah. Unfortunately, like I feel like so many of the X-Men movies have been like that, short of potential. Like in some level, X-Men 2 was the best one. Saw that like midnight screening it came out. Yes. The competitive rivalry will never go away. Do you think we'll get Miguel and Tori moments? Like couple? Probably not. Maybe a scene would be nice. They never really connected much. But yeah. Sam takes her place. Could be. Marvel sex swapping Silver Surfer. Okay, yeah, this came out. Yeah, many people, I'm not as familiar with these comic stories and Fantastic Four was never quite my favorite. Um, like I understand there's another character that they could just use instead, Nova or whatever. Like people were saying, you just use the other character. Um, Gender swapping, um, Silver Surfer seems like a bad idea. Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic also seems like a bad idea. In fact, the problem with Pedro Pascal for me is it absolutely reeks of the idea of we're just going to cast one of the most, hottest actors right now. Therefore, you can't criticize us. Like Pedro Pascal has been on a roll, um, for the past decade, really, on some level, certainly the past 5-6 years. Um, nailed The Mandalorian. Last of Us was big, and I said this in my Last of Us videos, which didn't get enough views. Watch those, but they're really good. Pedro Pascal's been doing really well, and he's on a roll. And like casting him in this part just feels like we're casting the most popular person at the moment, so you can't criticize us. Like I don't know, it doesn't work for me. But I say that as someone who's not a comic fan or anything, or even particularly care much. I checked out of Marvel. I'm done. I just I don't care anymore. So, that's that. I don't care. But platonic moments? Yeah, there would be. I would hope there's some platonic moments. Miguel and Tori, nice to get them together again. Filming starts in January. Were Ryu and Ken inspired by Daniel and Johnny? I mean, I don't know if it was like they sat down, but maybe somewhere along the way they thought about them. So yeah. Somewhere along the way they thought about Daniel and Johnny as kind of like the two. But Ryu was from Japan, and so like it's not completely the same. And in fact, like Ryu and Ken were like friends, right? They trained together and were friends, so they're not quite like Daniel and Johnny. But like, if you ever think of like martial arts duos, maybe in a world, yeah. Miguel and Tori remained friends. Yeah, I think Stingray will be back in some capacity. Okay. Guys, I'm going to end it here. I never ate any dinner, and I gotta get back to editing, and I got more stuff tomorrow. So, but I want to get this video out. It'll be a good one. I will reveal to you the plot of the new Karate Kid movie. So be sure you have your notifications on. Watch some other videos. Go good, Vegeta. Yeah, there you go. Michael T. Flex has got it. All right, guys, I'm going to take off for now. Thank you for coming in. We are all a Cobra Kai family. Have a great day. I'll see you at the next watch party.